How are you guys doing today? Today, I want to talk about FICO scores. I want to talk about what it is, what factors get you your score, and my opinion about FICO scores. So stay tuned. Okay, so I want to give you a little bit of history with regards to FICO score. Obviously, we talked in the last video about Vantage Score, a little bit newer, a newer scoring system with regards to FICO score. This is an older system that's been around since 1956. It was created by an engineer and mathematicians, Bill Fair and Earl Isaac. Its name comes from both of their last names, Fair, Isaac, and Company. The initial goal was to improve business decisions by using data intelligently. Fair and Isaac developed and sold their credit scoring system in 1958. So this was something that was thought of back in 56, created back in 56 and sold in 58. Originally, it was for business credit worthiness. You know, if you had a business back before that time span and you wanted to get a loan to actually expand your business, there was no way to sort of kind of determine whether or not you would pay it or not. And so obviously Bill Fair and Earl Isaac came up with a system to sort of kind of give a better solution with regards to determining someone's business credit worthiness. I'm going to read the actual definition. A FICO score is a 3-digit number which starts on the low end from 300, on the high end to great credit to 850. Based on information from your credit report, it helps lenders determine how likely you are to repay a loan. So the better your FICO score is, technically, that's the better chance that a lender has to give you money, knowing that, hey, if I let you borrow money, I give you a credit card, I give you an installment loan, I give you a home loan, your chances of actually paying back that loan. Obviously, there are some other things that are determined in that. Obviously, you know, your work, how long you've worked, how much money you make, and so forth. But this number actually helps determine that. How is your FICO score determined? There are 5 factors that determine your FICO score. Your first and probably your first and the highest percentage, which represents 35% of your FICO score, that score from 300 to 850, is your payment history. How long have you paid on your credit report on your accounts? Do you have any late payments? Obviously, you don't want any late payments. You want to make your payments as long as you can, and you want your history to be 100% of payments that you make. That'll get you 35% of your score, and it'll get you the highest percentage in with regards to that. The second option represents 30%, and that's the amount owed on your cards, right? So whether it's an installment loan, if you have a car loan and you just got it and you have $35,000 car loan and you've only made 2 payments on there, showing that you know, obviously, depending on how much your payments are, let's say you owe $34,000. That represents part of the amount owed. And then more importantly, on your revolving accounts, which are credit card accounts, how much utilization you're using on those cards. So if you have a $1,000 balance, some people say don't spend over 30%. So that's $300 of that. Try not to go over that amount. Me personally, with my credit cards, I keep them at a 0 balance. I found that my FICO score goes up higher when I don't have a balance on any of my cards, but nevertheless, your actual amount owed on your credit represents 30%, right? The third thing on your credit is your credit history. That represents 15%. That represents what's actually on your credit, how long it's been on your credit, and so forth. That represents 15% of your credit. 10% comes down to your new credit. What are you applying for? What type of credit that you have with regards to what's on your credit report. And then lastly is your credit mix. 10% represents your credit mix as well. That total number represents 100% of what it is that you have. And credit mix basically is what type of accounts do you have. They want to see you have installment accounts. They want to see that you have revolving accounts. They want to see you have a mortgage. They want to see you paying car payments and all of those types of things on your credit report. And so they like to see a credit mix that represents 10% of your FICO score and that'll help you out as well. Lastly, I want to talk about what are my thoughts on the FICO scoring. Ultimately, FICO score is something that we all know. It's something that we've always heard of to a certain extent once you got older. Now, myself personally, I was always heard about a credit score, but obviously, like I stated before, it's something that is not taught in school. I think it's very, very important. Maybe one day I'll be able to teach something in school with regards to your FICO score. I think that that's so important because as you turn 18 years old and you get out there in the world, what happens? You go to college. Most people go to college, and what happens? You get these offers thrown at you with regards to a credit card. I'm not sure if they're still allowed to do that, but I know once I graduated in 2001. As soon as we went to college on college campus, they had their booths up with regards to everything concerning the school, and then I remember seeing Capital One right there in the corner. Come apply for a Capital One credit card. And the thing is you think you're not going to get approved for it. I never thought I was going to get approved for a card, but they'll have stuff like free t-shirt, free water bottle, or something along those lines. And most college students are broke. And so, hey, we'll apply for it for a free shirt. Then what happens is you get approved for a $300 to $500 credit limit. And like I stated before, most of us don't have any jobs. And what happens? You charge that card up, you don't make any payments on it, you don't understand anything with regards to those 5 factors which represent your credit score, which represents your credit worthiness. So it sucks that it's not taught in school. I know that I went off on a little tangent. I wish it was something that was taught in schools. Nevertheless, FICO Score has been around since 1958 for businesses. I believe in like 1986, somewhere around that time span, it went on the stock exchange. Now in 2021, 20 years later from when I graduated high school, a lot of people know a little bit more about credit scores and so forth, but like I stated before in one of my older videos, credit is taught from family members. And so typically if your mom didn't know anything about credit or had bad credit, a lot of times you'll have bad credit until you learn about it. And then those who are fortunate to have parents who understood how important credit was, they taught their kids how important credit was, and that helped it out. So in closing, if you have any questions, I don't care, about FICO Score, about Vantage Score, about credit in general, about debt, put them down in the comment section. I promise you I'll answer those questions. If you have bad credit, you want to get a consultation with regards to getting your credit fixed, email me at askadebtcollector@barrettrecovery.com. I'll definitely give you some information with regards to that. Understand, I don't care where you are with regards to your credit. If you're down at the 300 or you're in the mid-range of the 500 to 600, credit can always be repaired. It may take some time depending on your situation, but understand that it can be repaired and you can get on the right path with regards to having in the 8s to 850s credit FICO score. But it's going to take some patience, it's going to take some discipline, and it's going to take some determination to get it right. So understand that you can do that. And as I always say, you be great.